Hello students, welcome to my channel Science World, and if you find this video useful then please like, comment, share and subscribe my channel. Also press the bell icon so that you will get the notification of my upcoming videos. Okay, so today's topic is globes and maps. So what is a globe? We know that a globe is a exact model of the earth. It is an exact model of the earth, means just like the earth. Okay, it is the model of the earth. We can say it is the replica of the earth. Replica means exact model. Okay, it is also spherical in shape and it helps to find continents, oceans and different countries on the globe. Okay, then however, it is not practical to carry a globe around. We cannot take these globes everywhere. Okay, because it is some globes are very large in size, so it also cannot carry and also it cannot carry detailed information like details of landforms and small towns. Large globes that do show some details are too big to handle. Large globes show some details, but they are very very big to handle, and that's why these globes are not easy to handle, and we cannot carry everywhere. Okay, so which is the largest globe in the world, and where it is located? So the largest globe is Eartha. Its name is Eartha. Largest globe's name is Eartha, and it is 2500 kg. Its weight is 2500 kg. The world's largest rotating and revolving globe. It also rotates and revolves like the earth, in the way the way earth revolves and rotates around the sun. Okay, in the same way this globes rotates and revolves, but at its place only. Okay, then it is located within the headquarters of DeLorme. DeLorme is a place where the mapping corporation is there. DeLorme Mapping Corporation in Yarmouth. Yarmouth is the place in USA. It is situated in Maine. Okay, and it is in USA. This globe was completed on 23 July 1998. So remember this Eartha, it is the largest globe in the world. Okay, then we will come to the maps. So like globes, maps also help us to find the places. But what is difference between a globe and a map? Now maps are the drawings or representations of a part or whole of the earth on a flat surface. Maps are drawings on the flat surface like paper or cloth or wall. Okay, so these maps also present information and characteristics about the world like mountains, plains and other relief features. It is through maps that we can identify the location and shapes of country. But we can find location also and shape of the countries. Okay, and we also get an idea of the distance between the places. On map there are some elements we will see afterwards. So these elements help us to locate a place on the map. Okay, now I'm going to show you a globe. See, this is the globe. You can see this can also rotate. Can you see it is just like the earth? Okay, this is the axis of the earth. This is the axis of the earth, imaginary line that is passing through the center of the earth, and about this axis this earth rotates. About this axis this earth rotates. Okay, this is the globe. You can see these patches here. These are the continents. You can see here South America, then here it is Africa. This is another continent. Then here you will see the Asia continent. and lastly you can see here Australia here. Okay, and this plain part is there, so this plain part is what? Water on the earth. Then these globes are mounted on a stand. This stand is there so that this can stand easily and we can observe it very carefully. Okay, so this is a globe. Here there are some lines on it, and we will discuss about the globe or the earth in our another video. Okay, so this is a globe. It rotates like the earth. This is the axis of the globe. Okay, see, it is tilted. It is not straight. It is not like this. This axis is not straight. It is tilted. It is tilted into some degrees, that is 23.5 degree it is tilted. Okay, so it moves like this. It does not move like this. It moves in this way, slanting way. Okay, so this is a globe. Now I will show you maps. Maps are of different types. There are political maps, physical maps, weather maps, city maps and thematic map. So here I have some maps. You can see here. This is a physical map of India. Now physical map, what it shows? It shows different relief features. Okay, physical map shows natural features of the earth such as mountain, then plateaus, plains, these plains, then the rivers and oceans, etc. So these are called the physical maps or relief maps. Okay, then we have political maps. Political map shows the cities, towns and different countries and states of the world, and with their boundaries. They are called a political map. Here we have political map of India, and you can see the boundaries of the states in India. These are the boundaries of the states in India. Okay, so in world political map you can see the political boundaries of the countries and the different states in the countries. Okay, so this is a political map. Then we have thematic map. Thematic maps have some theme. These map focus on specific theme or information. Means from this map we can get a specific type of information or particular type of information, such as some maps are shows roads. They are called road maps. Then some maps show rainfall in different parts of India and world. Some map shows where the industries are located. Some map shows the airports and railway stations. Okay, so this is the thematic map. In this map you can see the rainfall in different parts of India. This is the map which is showing rainfall in the different parts of the India. Okay, so these are the three types of maps. Then we also have maps like city maps. Okay, city maps help the tourists and travelers. Okay, so tourists use city maps to locate the route and the places. These city maps, they can easily find the places to visit by looking on these city maps. Okay, then there are weather maps. Weather maps are used by meteorologists. Now what are meteorologists? Meteorologists are the people who study weather conditions and also forecast. Forecast means how will be the weather in next few days or next day or next 24 hours. How will be the weather? So that is called the forecast. Okay, so the meteorologist, they are the people, they study the weather conditions of different places and then tell us how will be the weather. Okay, then builders and city planners also use maps to decide that where should be the schools built, hospitals, parks and banks will be built in the particular place. Okay, maps are also important for aviation. Aviation means traveling in air, and navigation in waterways. So waterways, when we travel in water, and when we travel in the air, here air and water, that time also we need maps. Okay, so these are the uses of these maps. Then there are also some maps that show distribution of population of different places, like world and in country and different places. Then some maps shows natural resources, soil, forest, rainfall, etc. Okay, so these are the different maps that show different types of information to us. Okay, then what is an atlas? Atlas is a book of maps. Atlas is a book of maps. Okay, and in that book we can get different types of maps. Then we have elements of map. See, when we read a map, it helps us to find the places of a particular area. Okay, but how will you read the map? To read the map, we should know what are the elements of the maps. So first thing is scale. What is the scale on a map? So since a map is a miniature representation of the earth, it is not possible to show exact distance between two places on the map, because map is very small and distance between the places is very large. So maps are drawn to a scale, and the scale on the map shows relation between the distances on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Okay, what is the scale? It is the relation between distances on the map and on the ground. Okay, suppose on a map, the scale is given that 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometer. That means 1 centimeter on map indicates 100 kilometers on ground. Okay, 100 kilometer on the ground. So in this way we can know that what is the relation between the distance between distances on the map and on actual ground position. Okay, so the scale help us like this. It shows us the relationship. Then we have colors. See, if you look at the physical map, the first thing that you can identify are the colors. Okay, the colors represent different features of the earth. You must have seen the blue color on the map sometimes. Okay, blue color on the map. So these blue colors is also in two shades, that is dark and light shade. Okay, so deep waters are shown with dark blue color, and shallow waters are shown in the light blue color. So dark blue and shallow, we can say light blue color. Okay, so dark blue color shows deep waters in the oceans and seas, and light blue color shows the shallow water in rivers and ponds and lakes, etc. Okay, then we can see a green color over the we can say map. So green color shows plain areas on the map, and the mountains are shown in dark brown color. Then lower mountains and hills are shown in the light brown color. Okay, so these dark brown, blue color, green color, they show different features of the land. They show different features of the land on the map. Okay, so colors help us to identify the features of the earth. Then we have symbols. Now what are symbols? You know what are cartographs? Cartographs are the people. Cartographs are the people. They create standard universal symbols on a map. They prepare symbols for a map. Now these symbols are very significant because they represent the different places on the map. Okay, boundaries between the countries, they are shown in dark dashes and dots. I will show you some symbols here. by which you can understand how we use these symbols. You can see these symbols. Okay, see now, these are the conventional symbols. Conventional symbols means they are used on the map by all the people. They are universal also. Okay, and here you can see the railway lines. They are shown here like this. This is broad gauge railway line, then this is meter gauge, and this is railway station. See, you can see RS here. Then we have roads, types of roads, that is metal road and unmetal road. Then we have boundaries. This is international boundary, this is state boundary, and this is the district boundary of a state. Okay, then the country capital is shown in the small square, state capital is a circle, and other towns are shown by the small circle. Then river is shown like this. This is well, this is tank, then this is a canal, this is the bridge. Then international airports, domestic airports, the major ports are there. Then temple, church, mosque, chhatri. Okay, then post office, PO. PTO means post and telegraph office. Then PS means police station. This is the settlement, or we can say colonies. This is the graveyard. Graveyard means where people are buried after death. Then this is the tree, grass, or we can say the area where these trees and grass are planted. Okay, so these are our symbols that we use to show different places on the map. Okay, so these simple symbols help us to read a map accurately. Every map has a key and which gives the scale of the map and explains the meaning of various symbols. Okay, so maps have scale and symbols on it. Then we have the next element, that is directions. Okay, so directions help us to determine where places are located in relation to other locations. Okay, so there are four main directions. They are known as cardinal directions. Cardinal directions are east, west, north and south. These are the cardinal directions. Okay, and the arrow is usually used universal symbol. Suppose you see an arrow on a map like this. This arrow shows the north direction always, means the upper part of the map, it is north direction. This arrow shows that this is the north direction. Then opposite to it, on the at the bottom, it is south. On the right it is east, and on the left it is west direction. Okay, so north is marked by drawing the arrow at the top of a map. On the opposite side is the south, then left is west and right is east. Okay, then we have some intermediate directions. There are four intermediate directions, that are the direction in between the north and east is northeast, the direction between the east and south is southeast, the direction between the west and north is northwest, and the direction between the south and west is known as southwest. These are the intermediate directions. Okay, and these directions help us to locate a place on a map. So these are the four cardinal and four intermediate directions. Okay, so this is all about the maps and the elements on the map. So we have read that a map consists of many elements like scale, colors, symbols and directions. Okay, so these elements help us to locate a place on a map. So next time whenever you will get a map, you please observe all these maps and remember what we have learned. Okay, so this north direction is always on the top of the map and opposite to is always south direction. Okay, so these are the elements of maps. So we will stop here. We will meet in our next video, and till then take care. Bye bye.